corner, Ryan Stark.
Ryan Stark out of the vault, a purple belt in the 155 debut for him. Excited to see what he brings to the table tonight. Being coached by JT Taylor.
Out of the red corner, Josh Hammaker.
Josh Hammaker, a veteran of Arena, 1-0 by a leg lock. He is out of Paramount BJJ, also a purple belt. Instagram says 45% of people think Josh has it, and 55% of people think Ryan is taking this tonight. So let's see what we get.
Yeah, well, Catherine, I can tell you Josh Hammaker was a training partner of mine for quite some time when I trained out of Paramount BJJ. And let me tell you, his wrestling is real, as is his arm bar. So Stark will have to stay away from both of those if he wants to win tonight.
Absolutely. I love Stark's, I love his confidence. He just looks like he's portraying complete confidence at the start of this match.
Dripping with swagger. Swagger.
Swagger, as the kids would say. All right, slap bump. Ryan Stark right to pull. He knows what Josh is. Double butterflies for Ryan Stark. Oh.
Oh, and that's a backside 50-50 attempt. A lot of rolling, but the knee line is free.
Josh does good recognition of keeping the knee line free. This is fast paced.
This is very fast paced.
We're heating up. We're heating up.
Stark sticks his tongue out.
Very nice by Stark. Right to single leg X. He's a little shallow on the knee, though.
It's tough to really get good bites on legs with the body type difference we have going.
Absolutely, for sure. Oh my goodness, so much is happening
Stark's
right now.
leg
I feel like Stark is just chaining things together.
He believes in his leg.
He does. He does. He's going to need some more knee line on those legs, but again, looking at another look at a heel hook, but he's going to be shallow again.
Hammaker doing a good job of just breaking the entanglements, not letting Stark really clamp down.
Absolutely. Josh looking to hand fight. How are we going to get around Ryan Stark's legs is probably what he's thinking.
Very hard task, puzzle to figure out.
I know. What are you like? Oh my, the dummy sweep.
They're such a high level wrestler.
It makes you feel like a dummy in case you're wondering. It makes me feel like a dummy. Oh, and he's back on trying again. He's got some sticky hooks, does Ryan Stark.
He does. His ability to enter legs even when you know it's coming is
very fast paced.
I feel like
impressive.
Josh has to do like a Michelle Pereira front flip over and pass the guard or something.
Yeah,
yes.
Give him a round or two and he might might look to.
He is closing the distance. I think slowing it down, but Ryan Stark, I'll tell you, he's got heavy hips and he is getting his guard back in front. When's the last time you were able to say that the bottom player was controlling the match against the wrestler?
Yeah.
You know, it's not something you see often. Josh is usually like the forward runner, so this is a very interesting style.
Oh yeah, Josh's passing is no joke. He loves just knee slicing and blasting through, and there we see it right there.
But great leg pummeling from Ryan Stark. A lot of back and forth here.
Ryan very crafty off his back.
Crafty. Now, as they get more, sweatier, it's going to be harder, I think, for Ryan Stark to stay sticky the way he is right now.
Completely agree.
But his butterfly.
But his entries are excellent. And Josh looking to free his knee line. Oh, but he has a much better.
The knee, and Josh is out. Ooh.
Josh isn't even stressing this. Defense is great.
It is absolutely great. I think what Ryan is missing is the bite on the knee when he enters into the legs. He's coming up shallow.
I'll be interested to see if Josh starts to try to push this to the cage to limit Ryan's ability to invert.
Or if he can even slow down the pace, because right now Ryan is going full speed ahead.
Yeah, Ryan's using a lot of that motion for his entries there. If Josh can maybe just sit himself into a half guard and slowly pressure pass from there, maybe that's the
very nice connection. Omoplata to the legs, which we actually just drilled.
Josh is peeling the legs free, and he's out again.
Very nice peel by Josh. You wonder how Ryan's been training for this, because Vault does not have a cage, and I wonder, is he going to feel the relentless pace that he's putting on right now?
Ryan has no intention to utilize the cage in any fashion. That is obvious. He is looking to leg lock in the opening.
Has a great look at a tilt here into single leg X.
He does.
But again, the knee is free on Josh's side. If Josh can boot through, he does have no base currently.
Yeah, Ryan's got both legs collected, and now he's selling out just for the entangled leg.
Very
and Josh
nice
is out
freeing
again.
Of the legs by
Josh's
Josh.
leg defense is fantastic.
I don't know. I think we have most of the group here up on their feet, so this is definitely a good match to be watching.
This has been high pace attack and counterattack, and Josh doing an expert job of unweaving all those tricky situations that Ryan seems to get him into, and dives back on a straight ankle lock of his own.
Ankle of his own,
which is surprising.
He did finish the last match via belly down straight ankle, so
yeah, round 3 I think.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. Josh now in that smash position from bottom, from top half. This
Josh
is his spot.
Can slow things down
this
here.
Is new. I would be looking to cook Ryan with my left shoulder just like Josh
and
is.
He gives up on it to go for the far arm and looks for maybe some back exposure. Josh has an excellent arm bar.
You know, I am wondering though, Ryan does such a good job.
Oh, and there Josh is looking to...
Hopefully he'll be able to maintain that. Because Ryan is sneaky. He's a slippery man. Oh my goodness. Ryan giving the camera like a, hey, here I am.
Ryan not seeming to be worried about that arm bar from Josh.
Not at all. Not at all. Oh, and he is putting on a show. I love it. This is only going to get more exciting as we go.
This is a fireworks match so far.
Woo, we are down to the last 10 seconds of this scramble. That was really quick. Wow. I love it.
Oh, and Ryan looking to stand towards the end here.
Is he going to shoot? I don't even know what's going to happen.
I think Ryan trying to bait a shot so he can dive a guillotine towards the end of the round.
Very nice. Very nice round one from both
really
guys.
Nice round. Love Ryan.
What do you think, Jake? Is he getting tired, or are we just going? We're going full throttle here.
I don't know, because Josh has been in here before, so I don't think he's going to get tired. He's gone the distance, and Ryan's just up walking around, not even breathing out of his mouth.
Oh no, my God! He looks like he's feeling himself. He's heating up too.
Ryan is very much feeling himself. Completely calm in there.
You know, they say that the mind breaks before the body does. So if he keeps his mind like that, he's not breaking.
Yep.
So
Ryan looks very comfortable right now.
Josh very stoked though. You can't read him, so you don't know how he's feeling. Whereas Ryan is more than willing to show you.
Last time Josh didn't really get the submission until round 3. It was a stalemate until then. So we know he can come alive later.
Absolutely. We're right back to it. If I'm Josh, I think I'm considering how I'm going to stop Ryan's hips from generating.
It's interesting that Ryan is looking to stand to start round 2.
Yeah, for sure. Or is he going to pull some wrestling out here? Because we definitely saw a good guard on Ryan's side.
Oh, and he definitely
nice
is
arm
looking
drag
to wrestle
attempt.
Josh.
I love somebody that's willing to wrestle a wrestler. Josh looking for something of his own. You called it, Dan. Maybe that was just a fake attempt to try to get in on the neck there by Ryan. And we're back to the guard pull.
All right, all right. And Josh looking to pass from a more slow and controlled place here. I think that's the right thing to do, just kind of sit down into a half guard type position.
If Josh does get to half guard, I think the goal is really for some more shoulder pressure before he moves.
Yep. Yeah, Josh's shoulder pressure is great when he sits on.
Nice escape from the belly down straight foot lock.
And Josh is just really pushing hard for a pass here.
That's the key, right? You got to make the pass to his legs.
Absolutely, but I'd like actually to see Josh go around the legs. He is, calling for lots of knee cuts, I think, as JT Taylor at the counters, and he is only knee cutting, so if he could pass around.
And as the guard player...
There you go, there's an around almost. Perhaps a left leg pummel.
Oh, it looks like Josh might be getting around here.
He's going to have to focus on controlling those hips of Ryan.
Excellent job
Very
by Josh,
nice pass
finally
by Josh.
getting by.
We still have a lot of time in here, too.
A lot of passing to the weak side tonight.
I like it. It's very impressive. I think as grapplers evolve, they're going to get better at passing both ways, and hopefully there won't be a weak side.
We're starting to see that a lot in striking martial arts and mixed martial arts, where there's not pure orthodox or southpaw strikers anymore, but they're starting to be truly ambidextrous.
I think as Josh, he's making a very smart, intelligent decision to just take a second and keep the weight on him.
Get a little knee on rib action.
Yeah, absolutely.
As he looks to cut over.
Good transition, but good collection of the leg, of the foot from Ryan Stark.
Like a three-quarter mount here for Hammaker.
Still some back exposure. If he could just chair sit, Josh Hammaker on top has a good look at the back. Oh, very
Stark
nice.
Doing a good job of recovering.
Oh, but right back to side control is Josh.
His elbows are starting to come up, and it looks like he may be wilting from Josh's non-stop Tasmanian devil style pressure here.
Absolutely. Josh needs to keep his wedges tight on the top too. Like, what side is controlling either side of Ryan Stark's body, and he is doing a good job of that. Very nice. Much more control by this round by Josh, for sure. Ryan right back into threading his legs around.
He reminds me of like a dreidel.
Yes.
Please elaborate more. Just the constant spinning.
He just doesn't stop spinning on the
I like it. I like it.
Or for the anime nerds of us, Beyblades. Would be
too,
another.
yeah.
I'd have to bow out of that one. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Josh definitely needs to strip the grip. Corner calling for him to take that hand off the ankle.
Oh, Josh might be looking to sit back on a straight ankle of his own here.
He wants to let people know he's not just a wrestler. He could be a footlocker. Good opportunity to leg ride for Josh here.
Oh, beautiful
he'll take a nice pass
by Josh there.
The thing is, he has to climb up the body, and Ryan Stark does not let that happen with his
You're starting
hips.
to see Stark's...
There's a leg ride position.
Stark's frames are starting to elongate, and he's looking much more passable here towards the end of the second round.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to wonder, he is slowing down too. Is he tired from round one?
He's not showing all those faces to the camera. I think he's feeling it a little bit.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see if Stark has the same level of swagger heading into the third between rounds here.
I have to say, I give him credit because I am not like that, and I always say if you're gonna be like that, you gotta be really good. But he's definitely getting his guard passed a lot. Very nice use of the cage by Josh Hammaker.
Josh is turning it on as this match goes on.
Absolutely.
And Josh is looking to pick that arm up as he slices his knee over, and he's gonna look to get that mount unless Stark can scramble out here.
He's close up though, like with the timing. I think I would opt to cook him and hold him there.
Yeah, with a short
Make
time
him tired.
on the clock.
Yep. I feel like you've seen now that you're dominant in round two. You've seen it with pressure. Like, let's hold some pressure, and if you can get a sub, great. But otherwise, I wouldn't be opening up at all.
You got to go to the third round anyway, right?
Right, exactly. You know, like you have a good look at the back, but everything needs to stay tight.
Hammaker looking
very
for
nice,
like a
very nice
back mount triangle.
Nice reset by Josh
For that,
to a potential
that short
armbar.
armbar.
Switches
Nailed the
sides
armbar
with
on the
Josh
cage and then
Hammaker.
spun to the other side.
He is short
7
on
seconds
time.
left.
Very short on time.
My.
Oh, he's an escape from Ryan.
Oh, and Ryan with jazz hands to end the round.
Jazz. This is jazz now, ladies and gentlemen.
Just in between rounds real quick, I don't know if you guys are able to see this at all, but in the background, main event fighter, Andrew Kochel is just running around, flapping his arms like a bird. It's great. He's having a great warm-up back there.
He's a human fighting chicken. You guys.
Woo! This is
All right,
getting
Stark is
cheeky.
still relatively calm, breathing a bit heavier, but still a good natural and relaxed flow to him.
I don't really know what to expect in round three, but I'm nervous.
Hammaker is amped up and ready to wrestle.
Loves that round
This
three.
is his round.
Knowing Hammaker, I know he is thinking armbar, armbar, armbar to start this round.
All right, we're gonna probably see a quick pull, I'm thinking, from Ryan Stark.
I think you think wrong, Kat. He might be
I
trying for
don't
some
know.
arm drag.
I don't know.
As Hammaker pushes close
I
to
think
the
he's
cage.
gonna throw in some feints and then he's gonna pull. He's keeping him at length.
Oh,
and right to the
look
guard.
at guillotine, and Hammaker made him pay. Scrunched up against the cage here to start the round. This is not where Stark wanted this.
Absolutely did
sequence
not
to go.
anticipate that. But is he in the closed guard? Can you see from your angle?
His guard is open, and he's looking to enter. Oh, he's like kissing the dragon, it looks like, and kicking Hammaker into the cage.
I do love Kiss of the Dragon, but it's really hard to hit in Nogi. You get so sticky. It's when you have your back hooks in and you're getting ready to like sit them into to take their back.
Okay.
But it is very hard to hold in Nogi. A lot of times they're able to wrestle up and come out, and that's I think exactly what happened here.
Yep.
So if I'm Josh, I think I need to separate the inside arm where the elbow is, because Ryan does a great job of keeping his right arm connected to his knee.
I believe Josh is looking to lift the far arm so he can slice his knee across his center line.
Very nice. Yep, there is the attempt here. I am just worried about Ryan's right arm being way too close to his knee if I'm Josh.
Josh has a lot of back exposure on this near side here, so he could look to gift wrap, and now he's just going to solidify that full
Very
mount.
nice.
Throwing some grapevines in and looking to cook here.
Ryan Stark attempting to kip with his legs. He has heavy hips. Very nice kipper escape by Ryan Stark. Attempted that disrespect
Stark
pass.
is hard to pin down.
Absolutely.
And
might be in on a straight footlock.
Yeah,
but
something like a straight footlock.
the knee control is not going to be there, unfortunately, for
Josh
Ryan
is doing
Stark.
a good job of unpeeling the legs, and he
roll and
rolls
come out. Very nice.
Wow.
Right back in on it. JT Taylor calling for Ryan Stark to get back.
And Hammaker is unwilling to concede the cage positioning here, so he is really pressing the attack here, trying to use that cage. Excellent top pressure and control there.
We are seeing a lot more pressure by Josh for sure. And I think this is where he likes to be. He likes to be in the half guard. Just needs to worry about that butterfly hook from Ryan Stark on the left, because obviously Ryan has a great guard.
Yeah, very hard to pin Ryan down. He's got very active hips when he's got his back flat on the mat.
Yeah, for sure. I think he has him in a nice lockdown too, but Josh just freed his knee of the lockdown, thankfully, on
Looks like,
his knee.
Stark might try to sneak out the back here, and Hammaker might be trying to throw a triangle, like a mounted triangle. It's a little janky, but it's not impossible. It's a tight squeeze.
He has it locked. He could even utilize the arm from that angle here.
Yeah.
Or the shoulder.
If he can just slow the position down here, he's going to have some.
Oh my goodness,
right back
Ryan is out.
Josh's passing is just so relentless.
Absolutely. He's finding himself in half guard more and more too every time now. Is he ready to mount again?
To mount again.
He is just positionally dominant in this round. But coming up on what? Last minute 45 seconds.
Hammaker's not as heavy as he could be. I think the cage might have something to do with that.
Usually I'm all for a high mount, but with Ryan's ability to throw his legs over, I don't know if I'm doing that.
Oh, well, like I said earlier in the round here, Hammaker's got to be thinking armbar, armbar, and armbar to end here. He could get a
definitely
bicep
take his
slice.
time in this spot.
He could take a bicep slice if Stark's too hell-bent on keeping those hands locked, and he might be triangling as Stark looks to come up. There's options for Hammaker here. And now we find Stark on top.
This is the first time we're seeing him on top.
And Hammaker is not a guard player.
He has a look at the dice, but he is out, and Josh is going to wrestle himself right to the top.
Such clean wrestling.
This is a good matchup. It is not disappointing, that is for sure. No submission so far. What do you guys think? Are we heading to overtime?
Oh, I think we are certainly heading for overtime.
Another pass by Josh Hammaker. Right to the mount, right to S-mount.
He's not going to be able to get that armbar from that position with the cage behind him.
CJ calling for a smother to make him tired. Ryan Stark bringing his arms into his face.
Getting ugly.
I love it. I love it.
Here
this
as
is exciting.
Regulation winds down.
I think Ryan Stark is the more tired of the two.
Yeah, for sure. I think he looked like he had the most energy in round one, and I'm wondering if he put a little too much out.
It's just that Hammaker's been on.
Josh Hammaker.
The leg is
sneaky on the knee line there. He's going to be just shallow. Oh.
That's how you have to play arena. You have to go for the sub.
The
that
leg
was beautiful.
Is the arm of the lower body, so he's essentially just arm barring the leg here.
Very nice. We're going to overtime. Here we go, 10 minutes.
Hammaker with some good looks at arm bars and knee bars.
AJ, come here.
This is the first round Ryan is not walking around with his feet.
Stark's definitely feeling it.
Oh yeah.
15 minutes in.
I mean, if he is
potentially 10 to go.
Keep it tight. I think he can finish an armbar, to be honest. I would not be telling him no more armbars. I would say armbar, but keep your leg tight.
We can almost guarantee that Stark will be looking to slap bump and then drop.
Yeah.
See you, Jonathan. Great work, brother.
All right, no bonus for Jonathan Lopez because he is out.
I love that guy.
All right, guys. I don't know if Ryan's going to be able to outlast here. He's very tired.
I think Stark needs to sit immediately. I think every second he's on his feet greatly increases the chances that he gets past. And there you go.
To the butt.
Yeah, careful of that ankle grip. You know, don't too chasing. He wants to underhook with the pass. Take the time to send him forward.
I love how involved the corners are in this fight.
That's what I was listening to. I was just so intrigued by what they were saying.
These corners have 15 minutes of intel now, so.
Ryan Stark not using his hands too much, except for when Josh comes to him, which is interesting.
He's probably been burning his arms.
Very nice timing by Josh Hammaker.
Was that a disrespect pass?
That's a highlight reel there for you guys. Oh my goodness.
Pass is flashy as it is effective, and he finds himself blinking into mount there.
He needs to keep his elbows away from the knees to stop Ryan Stark from kipping.
Stark very good at kippering, so it's going to be hard for Hammaker to stay heavy. He'll have more success.
I'm looking for double unders
if he gets the double unders.
The double unders are essential for Josh.
Plenty of time, 9 minutes.
Yeah. If I'm Josh's corner, I'm saying keep those knees away from the elbows.
Even though he doesn't have the double unders, that high guard, he's using his hips to push Stark's arms forward. So he is still burning Stark's arms in his frames.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
And you can see how quickly he's getting that real good exposure.
He does have an arm over the head. Possible look at an arm and head if he can switch Stark's right arm over to the inside.
I don't think Stark has his grips for him anymore.
Oh, but very nice escape from Ryan Stark. And smiling, he's smiling.
Smiling out of exhaustion.
Sometimes all you can do is smile.
He reminds me of the Joker, honestly. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm just going to throw that out there shamelessly. It was a little loud in that moment, too.
Joker's got a backpack on now.
Yeah.
The Joker does have a backpack, but he's always full of surprises and smiles.
And that is as a tiny backpack, it's going to be hard to shake it off.
You know, they say the only thing that separates madness from reality is it just takes a little push. And I think Ryan might have it sometimes.
Hammaker might be looking for that armbar. He might be looking to wrestle up.
He does have a lot of options, I think. He just needs a little bit more control.
He could be looking for a crucifix if he can isolate that far arm with his leg.
Man, Ryan loves the camera. He just keeps smiling.
He does. I think he's ready for the game show for jiu-jitsu.
All right, and here Hammaker's setting up for something potentially.
He does have, I think, arm in, arm out. If he can lock the triangle, he goes back to a regular back positioning here. Very good control is Josh Hammaker showing on the back here.
He's losing the back.
Oh, Ryan's
going to wrestle up off it. And Ryan has a good look at a leg. And Josh's leg is straight.
Good recognition. His knee is in line.
And he's using his other leg to kind of pry free.
It is out. Ryan hugging the knee. Josh looking to kind of use his right leg to pummel away.
Looks like Josh needs to break Ryan's entanglement here.
He's doing a very
Unless he's looking for a knee bar of his own. He looks to counterattack his own knee bar.
Again, shallow on the knee line though. These two in their knee lines.
Doesn't have the right angle.
I'd like to see them be a little bit higher up when they look for those finishes.
And Josh's corner just called there's 6.5 minutes
I don't know.
left.
JT Taylor's calling for the dummy sweep, but he does not look tired on top there. I am not sure.
I think every little bit of energy Stark has, he's got to conserve it for a kipper escape here.
Yep, good gift wrap from Josh Hammaker though. He has looks at arm bars and the back in this spot.
Yep, he's got that gift wrap locked up now.
Looks
Coming
like he's
around
going to go for the arm bar
again.
And
at some point,
to keep his leg tight. That right
Stark's
leg
arms
is everything.
are so burned out. I can't imagine he's going to be able to hold on for this for more than a couple seconds.
Oh, almost a stoppage. Almost a stoppage there. Oh, but Ryan Stark coming up. Can he get all the way over here? Ryan Stark's defense. Oh my goodness, Ryan Stark.
You can tell that took it out of Stark to
oh my God, the corners are going wild and I love it.
There's still 5.5 left and I'm not sure he has any defense for another armbar if Hammaker can get to it.
He did look quite tired on the escape after that. He kind of slowed down a little bit.
His arms are already looking a little bit burned. And
Josh, again, right to the mount position. 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
I think he's going to come back on that arm again.
Plenty of time. He is on the back. I think Ryan Stark has given us all the things.
You can feel a little bit of inevitability starting to set in, but again, we are fighting a clock and there is no 5th round.
Exactly. So if you're Ryan, are you looking for the draw? Because he certainly looks like the more tired.
I think Ryan could elevate and get lucky with a leg entry, but he just has to pick his spot carefully.
The thing is, we haven't seen any knee line control on any of Ryan Stark's submission attempts.
That's a good point, Kat.
So I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to see it now. Especially as Josh's is becoming more and more dominant as time goes on.
Hammaker keeps looking to attack those arms, and there's our leg entry. He has a backside 50-50, and he
very nice escape though. Very nice. And Josh in on his own potentially. Again, no control over there though for the leg lock.
Impressive.
And Ryan comes up to the top.
Oh, and there's Ryan on top. This is that one spot that he needed to pick to explode.
Absolutely.
Ryan needs to stay on top here.
I agree. Ryan definitely needs to stay in this spot if he's going to.
This is Ryan's chance. He's got a good.
Right to the smother for Ryan Stark.
A lot of smother.
He's getting ready with the smother. This is Ryan's time. He has to be mean. He has to push.
Give him the smother, and he is back to the bottom.
Josh said, I'll show you smother.
Josh
Oh
may
my
be looking to
goodness.
punish that smother here.
That was a good smother
and
nonetheless.
back
though.
to full mount again.
Right to full mount is Josh. And a smother of his own. A battle of the smothers.
I think Josh might be looking for that arm control.
He's got to control the hips of Ryan Stark,
Josh
though.
spending a lot of energy, which is impressive to have those energy reserves this deep into the match.
How is Ryan Stark moving his hips? They don't lie. They don't lie. It's crazy. This is great defense by Ryan. Great chain of submissions by Josh.
Ryan knows at this point that Josh is looking for those arms. He's doing a good job of keeping his arms tight, but again, he is giving a lot of back exposure in order to do so.
You know, but if you're Josh, you haven't been able to submit yet, so maybe Ryan feels comfortable if he gets his back taken. Who knows? He's given the gift wrap every time.
A little counter smother, and the arm
back
bar
to the
attempt.
arm bar, but a little sloppy on the
He did not control the arm when he went to dive because I think he's looking for a knee bar potentially.
You can tell these guys they're literally leaving the kitchen sink out there.
This is an amazing
They both want
match.
the submission.
This is a high octane match.
Holy cow. Incredible passing from Josh Hammaker. He could even jump over right to the back at this moment.
Hammaker's a little too far to the far side unless he's really looking for arm isolation. I think he might be attacking that far arm. We just can't.
He's also selling out on the smother again, which is kind of funny.
Oh, Stark might have a chance to roll up to his knees here, or maybe
even reverse darts.
Like a darce. That's what I thought. I thought I saw a reverse darce.
For a second there, it looked like a good connection, but he's back. He's back on a guard, and he'll get Josh Hammaker to his butt.
If Stark's going to do it, it's going to be with a leg lock.
Josh out though.
Josh
that knee
is
looks
rolling.
Mostly free. Josh
shaking his head, saying it's not tight. He's thumbs up. Josh feels comfortable in what looks to us to be a deep straight ankle lock.
These two are gamers. I think he might let that leg break at some point. He's looking for a heel hook of his own. Josh Hammaker is.
Oh, Stark has that belly down straight ankle lock. It is tight, tight, tight.
Oh, and he's out. The knee is out for Josh. Looking to finish his own straight foot lock.
This is a dog fight.
We're down to the wire.
Both corners are electric.
Oh my goodness, Hammaker's on his knee bar now. Not enough extension.
He's got the legs figured forward in a very peculiar way.
Ryan gets his knee free. Oh my gosh. Whew.
What an incredible shootout.
This is a lightning match.
In the match.
Corner calling to come up for Josh Hammaker. Listening, coming up to the top. Very nice.
This is just a battle of will at this point.
Absolutely.
Neither guy looking to break.
Nobody is going to be tapping tonight, I don't think. I don't know.
Oh, is this like a rubber guard here?
Maybe a buggy from there.
And he slipped
Josh
out.
against the cage. We are slowing down. I think they look so tired.
Minute left.
I'm not even sure what submission aside from the rear
Ryan
naked
Stark
is
with
even
that
viable.
Attempt at the back take, but into the legs.
Oh, he's extending that leg.
Josh
the angle's not quite right,
over.
but he is tight on it. And the knee is free.
The knees are completely free.
And a toe
hold attempt for Ryan Stark, but also saying no, maybe just to control.
No, I don't think the angle was there for him to burn his arms on that toe hold. He's looking to thread over for another straight ankle lock.
They are probably super sweaty.
We have seen more submission attempts in the deep stages of overtime than we did the whole rest of the match.
I literally can't even keep up with what's happening. This is insane.
It is just footlock for footlock. Josh looking to running man away.
Josh has a pretty good escape
and I think
though.
Josh will.
Josh looking over to see what
Stark
time it
looking
is.
to turn back in, and Josh unpeeling the legs, looking for leg lock.
Oh, that looked like it could be fairly tight. Ryan is selling out.
Both looking to sell out, and excellent match.
Oh my good, no subs. We'll go to a draw. Holy cow, that was a great match. I'd like to see them run it back.
That was a fantastic match. I could watch another 10 minutes of that.
That was great. That was great. Everyone's on their feet for that one.
This is one of those matches where I would like the unlimited overtime, because that was a shootout.
Just see who's going to get tired first. I don't know what happened there.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a 25-minute grappling match, we have our first ever arena grappling brawl. Guys, here we go. First up, out of the blue corner,
Conor Dixon.
All right, next to enter the arena octagon, making his arena debut is Conor Dixon out of Web MMA. He is a black belt, and Instagram has him at an 80% chance of winning. His opponent out of the red corner, Andrew Jones, who is 1-0 in the arena format, fighting out of 10th Planet Bethlehem, also a black belt. And our Instagram poll had him at a 20% chance to win.
This will be a good matchup, especially because Andrew has been on the card before, but Conor's a previous Bellator fighter.
I know the name Conor Dixon,
So,
the local
he
MMA and
definitely
grappling
knows.
community.
Yep.
A very seasoned professional grappler.
I don't know a ton about Andrew, but I do know that Conor's got a good standing game and he's got good guillotine. So I'm curious to see if he'll incorporate it into today's match.
Excited to see how this one plays out. You never know with the 10th Planet guys.
You never do know.
We can say that we are quite confident that Conor Dixon is going to be comfortable using that cage given his pedigree.
Absolutely.
I had no idea Conor Dixon's resume fought UFC.
Oh, very nice.
Beautiful little like
good.
arm drag there.
That was beautiful.
Into like a wrestle up.
Yeah, it was great. And
and then right to north-south, and he's going to
pass.
solidify it, and that actually looks like a tight start to a north-south. He's too close. He would have to sprawl his hips away to actually finish a choke, but
he is really pulling up on the neck though to expose his neck, so he's looking like he's going to settle in maybe.
I hear the heavy breathing already.
So do I. I'm not
Wow,
sure
he took really
what
no time at all
mechanics
for that.
Oh, now he's sprawling heavy. He thinks he likes it, and he's starting to
He's going to forego, come to side control.
Yeah, Conor's last MMA fight was against Joachim, who's in the UFC right now.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And
wow,
Conor's
high
really
double
starting
underhooks
to
for Conor
expose
Dixon.
the arms there. Has a lot of options from there, head and arm, or just cook them. Cooking the forearms this early on is...
He's really early on. He could really take his time in this spot.
If I was Conor, I would not be looking for a submission this early.
Also, whatever Webb's doing with their alphas, I like them.
They are on point.
Webb's got the
The fits are nice. Conor doing a good job keeping those arms above the head
and even
of Andrew.
Being Andrew in this position, it's just taxing having your arms there against your will. And Conor looked to jump to a armbar, and there's some transitions going on here.
Decisions on transitions.
I love it, Catherine. I love it.
You know, it was interesting because Conor had such a good look at the back, but he fell off when he went for the armbar. But he is back to dominant position, possibly for a mounted triangle or an armbar.
Oh, Conor is gunslinging here. I love the showmanship out of Conor, really opening his game up.
He's looking for a different kind of armbar, too, because his left leg is not
He may have looked for the triangle off of this if Andrew looks to come up. No, he's really selling out for that armbar. He's really hunting for that armbar. He's collected the near side leg to put Andrew in an unathletic, undynamic position. And Andrew's using that leg.
To his knees, though,
and that's what he's going to do. He's going to use that far leg to peel Conor's head and then use it for momentum to come up to his knees.
Conor doing a really good job of keeping his
he's got the arm?
Beautiful.
That was great. Wow.
Very
excellent job
nice.
out of Conor Dixon.
Round one armbar.
Quick armbar.
Conor Dixon takes round one by armbar.
Yeah, he came out very impressive.
Conor Dixon's just such a force of nature.
He's good.
And you can tell that he was willing to open his game up. He was not content to sit in a mounted position.
Nope, not at all. He was good. He was full of openings.
And you imagine Conor Dixon's going to do the same exact thing, come out with a crazy pace and look to gunsling.
I'm honestly surprised he's sweating because he had so much control there. And again, he finds himself right on the top.
Those 10th Planet boys, they love pulling guard.
It's tough to pull guard against someone as physically imposing as Conor Dixon here.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when we've seen he passed with ease last round.
Honestly,
so.
there is a case to be made for him pulling guard in the open as opposed to getting wrestled to the cage where he knows Dixon is at home.
Very nice pass.
Slicing right he didn't even
mouth.
sit into side control.
We're actually like 40 seconds into this match, and he has his arms
again,
over
he's got
the
arm exposure again. This is going to be a long couple minutes here. If Dixon chooses to make it a long couple minutes, but again, from the last round, he jumped off and looked to...
Nice head and arm attempt by Conor.
Looked to attack, and he's doing that again.
Be in a great spot for
Very
the
heavy sprawl here.
Andrew Jones needs to figure out something.
Absolutely. If I'm Andrew Jones, I'm definitely figuring out how to move my hips a little bit and get my arms down.
As soon as he comes off and sprawls away. And there it is.
Nice job.
Wow.
Conor Dixon, head and arm.
Statement performance. Statement performance out of Conor Dixon.
That's nice.
That was very nice.
And your winner out of the blue corner, Conor Dixon. Dixon, congratulations. Welcome to Arena Grappling. How does it feel to be here with the win?
It feels great. You know, I was able to go out there and perform. I'm here with my teammates, so nothing could be better than that.
And you fought Bellator, Cage Fury, and now you're here in the grappling realm. What are your goals in jiu-jitsu? Are you looking to get a title in Arena Grappling eventually?
I'm looking to beat everybody I go against and be as good as I physically can. Which reminds me of one thing. For my next match, I want a rematch. He's in here somewhere, the $2,500 man, Kyle Hughes. I want that match back. You know, we had a real good match over at Ground Zero. So I definitely want to get that one back. He's a real tough guy, and he's going next. So keep your eyes open.
I would love that match, and more importantly, we'd love to keep you around. Conor Dixon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, first up, entering out of the blue corner, Kyle Hughes.
Kyle Hughes making his Arena Grappling debut in Versus 6 out of Team Balance, a black belt. His Instagram poll gives 34% of people think that Kyle will be winning this match. The bout is taking place at 200 pounds, and he looks every bit 200 pounds.
Kyle is
He's a tank.
brick house, as they say.
Steve Joachim also making his Arena debut out of Webb, a brown belt. 66% of people think that Steve will be winning this match. Two big guys. I am excited to watch this one.
Steve Captain America Joachim.
Kyle, the senior, by 35 years old, is Steve's 23, so big age difference as well.
Steve is a up-and-coming star in the local and national grappling scene, so
absolutely,
this is going to be fireworks.
Kyle Hughes just won the Balance and Flow Invitational in March in the heavyweight division, so
two well-credentialed behemoths in this cage right now. I am the most excited for this one, and Steve sits.
Steve is a great guard player and has some good footlocks, so I think it is no surprise that he is sitting.
If someone the size of Kyle Hughes pins you to the cage, I don't think it's possible to get out.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give it to Steve because he does have such a good guard. He trains at Webb, but his primary guy is Jay Regalbuto, and shout out to Jay. He is just doing different things as a coach. So
yeah, anytime
you
see guys that big flow that smoothly off their back, it truly is unfair.
For sure, absolutely.
And you see Kyle trying to actually literally drag him to the cage. I love the strategy.
And Steve is pushing away, getting himself back to the center.
Well, it's a small cage. It doesn't matter. He can go left, right, back, forth.
Very interesting by Kyle.
Engage with that chain link at some point.
Little nod from matchmaker AJ said, yeah, I got this one, right?
Steve's saying very composed. So you said this is your match, huh, Jake?
This is my match of the night right here.
What is making you think about match of the night?
I just the styles these two bring, the aggressiveness, the characters they are. This is what you want in a grappling match.
A complete stylistic difference in the way they're both looking to attack this arena format.
So I think, you know, with this match, watching Steve in the guard, he's so sticky. Even if Kyle's all the way north-south, Steve's still doing a great job of getting himself back to front.
Just spin and recover his
He's a flexible 200-pounder, I'll say. Like, what is he doing with that leg? Just kind of holding it there, making sure it doesn't get past, but Kyle's going the other side.
Both competitors being very patient here to start the match.
I'm pretty sure both these guys are doing ADCC this year too.
Hey, it makes sense, you know, while you can do it, and they both look great. They're both high-level guys.
And balance. people forget, Balance used to be like the OG UFC gym of the Philly area.
Absolutely. They have had a lot of MMA fighters come out of that gym.
Paul Felder, Eddie Alvarez.
It's amazing.
It looks like Kyle's maybe given up on trying to bring the cage into play at this time, and he's looking to just sit down and start engaging with Steve in the center of the cage. We'll have to see if that's a wise decision.
Absolutely. Steve really keeping tight with his right arm connected to his right leg. It's very interesting. It's not something you see very often.
Yeah, that is interesting how he's grabbing onto his own toes as a form of like guard.
Absolutely. I have seen something similar to it before, and I feel like they coined the term egg guard, and I'm wondering if that is what he is considering this to be, but it is definitely interesting.
And this is not to knock anybody who competed tonight, but this is the most high level we've seen so far, correct?
We did have 2 black belts last one, so.
Yeah, we did. This is just very,
this is brown-black.
Technical.
Absolutely, yep, that's a very technical matchup. Both guys seem to be feeling each other out, have a very specific plan. Kyle looks like he is more than comfortable playing the top. Steve could have a look at a false reap with that right leg, depending on what he's thinking of doing.
Yeah, it looks like he's almost like forcing his way into like a reapy type situation, doing that thing where he's grabbing onto those toes.
Yeah, exactly. Looks more than comfortable to stay seated here.
This is another pair I interviewed leading up to their match, and Steve said, "Hey Kyle, looking forward to it. Gonna be a great time, but I'm just better than you." So,
but I'm just better than, I think I did hear that, and that's pretty hilarious. I love that.
Wasn't verbatim, but it was something along those
lines. I like the confidence. You know, you come out, you're confident.
Steve's a character.
Kyle has a really nice, slow, patient, but ultimately grinding approach to this match here. I like what Kyle's doing right now.
I think he's going to have a hard time coming in on that right leg, though. The butterfly is proving very strong.
Well, it's hard to do it out in the open space. We'll have to see if Kyle does go back to trying to drag this match to the cage, where I think that's where Kyle's advantage is going to show if he is to have one.
I like that Steve was looking for that quick ankle pick to switch things up. Maybe we'll see some commitment to also playing the top in the future. Steve looking to go underneath there. I am no stranger to inversion, so I can definitely see that.
Kyle doing a little bit of anti-jiu-jitsu right now, just sprawling, exploding, passing, posting.
So he's opting to pass high, but with all that space, Steve's able to utilize his own hips to get underneath and keep a good guard retention. So I'm wondering if he might want to consider passing low on top there. And Steve's corner is saying a lot of space to invert because Kyle is so high up there.
He has space to invert, but he has to start his inversions with his back to the center of the cage and not to the chain link, which is probably something that Steve's trying to grapple with right now. Good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how they're feeling it out. Very nice ankle pick from Steve.
Exploding.
Beautiful. Right on the buzzer.
Right on the buzzer.
You know, we saw a hint of that. He like kind of showcased one ankle pick, and I'm glad he went for it again because that was beautiful.
I was not expecting that. What a delightful little treat at the end of the round.
Very good timing.
Shows that Steve's got a couple tricks up his sleeve going the rest of this way.
Absolutely.
That was a beautiful little ankle pick wrestle up right there, and I think that caught everyone by surprise, including Kyle Hughes.
Kyle Hughes, he looks like Tarzan.
He does look like Tarzan.
So strong.
And you said Captain America in there, so this is a good matchup.
As big as Captain America is, I don't think Hughes is outgunned one bit.
No. I like that though. Tarzan versus Captain America.
That's a good way to look at it for sure. Steve back into the guard, Kyle back on top. These guys both, again, coming out with a very specific game plan here.
They get right to it a lot quicker this round.
Yeah, absolutely. That funky guard from Steve still.
Yeah, explain that to me. What's he doing grabbing his foot like that?
So, to be honest, I actually don't really know. As I mentioned earlier, there was something that somebody coined as egg guard. But I think what he's really doing is trying to make sure that he is unable to pass on top.
Okay.
Or control that right leg. And he is doing a great job of keeping the right leg inside. Inside position is such an important thing in jiu-jitsu.
Kyle is definitely having a tough time trying to figure out how to solve the puzzle that is Steve's guard right now.
Kyle looking to mix up his passing here. He's more on his knees this round, coming up and down.
Steve had a good potential entry there, and Kyle ran right out of it.
is going to be another one of those matches where controlling the hips from the top position is going to be really essential to stop the bottom player from inverting.
And you see the difference between the black belt and some of the other colored belts is the black belts are much more patient in choosing their attack sequences.
Absolutely. I'd like to see a little bit of maybe like leg pinning on the top from Kyle to stop the use of Steve's legs, because he is so active, and it looks like he has a great right arm underhook. Steve does.
Steve just has incredible dexterity with that right leg, and if I was Kyle, I'd be so worried about getting elevated with that, that right leg that Steve seemed to be really hunting for.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing is we're seeing Steve play a lot to the left side, and Kyle is willing to pass to that side.
Yeah.
So I'm like, would it switch it up if he tried to pass the other way? Does Steve have a better side?
Yeah, a lot of unorthodox sequences and options out of both guys here.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we've quite found the answer to passing Steve's guard yet. I know Kyle is still looking for it, but I'd love to see another attempt at that ankle pick. That was pretty fancy.
Halfway through the round, Steve.
Possible look at an arm crush on the far side, but Kyle recognizes and comes out.
Steve's just comfortable playing off his back here, which is a good strategy considering how long the format is.
Yeah, Steve doing a great job of keeping inside control with the double unders here. Kyle pushing away right on the face of Steve.
Good defense there out of Kyle. Looked like Steve was really looking to mount an attack there.
Whether it's his hand, his elbow, his head, Kyle's always got pressure on Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing a good job of pushing the forward pressure.
And he is pressing, but it doesn't look like it's too taxing on Steve's energy thus far.
No, definitely not. I don't feel like either of them are exerting too much energy. They're staying fairly technical. And pretty slow in pace comparatively to other matches that we've seen here on Arena.
We are starting to hear some breathing, but again, both such seasoned competitors, they know what their limits are.
Oh, that was a good attempt at a switch for Steve, but Kyle comes right back in.
Explosive at times, but he's just being very patient this far.
That makes me think that he's going to have more left at the end, which is going to be exciting to see.
I'm wondering if Steve's going to utilize some more explosivity in the third round.
He's doing a great job of conserving his energy. You know, Kyle, it's taking a lot for Kyle to continually have to try to pass the guard, so you're wondering who is going to feel a little more taxed here.
Yeah, Kyle's starting to open up a little bit, elongate a little bit when he's looking to pass, and Steve might have to find some opportunities, especially with that right leg there.
Ooh, quite the push from Steve. Backs Kyle up right to the cage. Again, very technical match. What is it? The majority of 3, and we are in round 2. There was no sub in round 1, so anyone can take it.
Yeah, and not only no subs, not even really a good look at a sub in the first round.
For as much as thought out and slow this match has been so far, we are already down to the last 30 seconds, which feels like it kind of came up quickly.
Now round 3 becomes sudden death.
Yeah. You know, I'm wondering, are the players going to switch up their games? Kyle has been more than happy to take top, Steve take bottom, but we're seeing very similar things from the previous round, so.
And at a certain skill level, these guys might just be understanding that this really is going to be a 25-minute, 4-round match, and they might have game planned for that.
Yeah, absolutely. At black and brown, it's a battle of hairs, right? It's inches at this point.
All right, we end round 2. Neither competitor giving an inch so far.
Any submission takes it.
Round 2 coming up.
Round 3.
Sorry, round 3 coming up.
You're good. 3, right? 3.
Yep.
No subs for round 1 or 2.
Definitely. Captain America looking very fresh.
Yeah, he looks pretty composed.
Talking, actively having conversations with his corner. Kyle Hughes taking some deeper breaths. We'll see if Captain America can parlay that into potentially a stamina advantage here in the third
Will they change game plans?
Yeah, I'd like to see them switch it up a little. It looks like Steve might wrestle a little bit.
Might be the way to go.
Webb wrestles a lot.
Yes. And you only have 1 round to do something before overtime, so
Right,
get it
right.
done. Try something new.
Try it as much as you can. I feel like if it wasn't working before, let's switch it up. And he looks fairly confident on the feet.
Oh,
so
these guys can wrestle. This is an even match all around.
Yeah, Steve is wrestling very well.
Very nice escape from Steve. Almost a pick from Kyle.
Yeah, it was a good limp leg out by Steve.
Oh, and he'll opt to sit. We're going to go right back to where we were, guys.
Now that I saw that, I wonder if he just wrestled as a way to get back to the center of the cage before pulling.
It could be. I mean, he does come from a school where they train a lot of wrestling, though, so I would be surprised if he doesn't feel comfortable on his feet as well. Kyle is still having a hard time passing. I don't think we've seen one pass from the guard. Absolutely. He's doing a great job of keeping his hips in action, staying on the side.
You see someone play a guard like that, you almost think to yourself, does he know something I don't know? And you get a little bit hesitant to pass it.
I'm still trying to figure out what Steve's ultimate objective is. And I think as Kyle gets lower, we should consider wrestling up if we're Steve. You know, Kyle's leaning his head forward when he comes down. There's always an opportunity to maybe get like a underhook and wrestle to like a dogfight position or something along those lines if he's closing the distance.
Yeah, Kyle's going to have to mix it up here at some point because you're right, that very heavy head forward passing just hasn't yielded a ton of results here. I don't know what the answer is, but
we're seeing something along the lines of a
throttle choke.
Quite the post there from Kyle on the top. We have seen him make it a little bit prison rule-y at times. I like it, and one back from Steve here.
Yeah, with necks that thick, I don't think throttling is even.
Yeah, I don't. It's probably not going to really do much there, but it's always fun to watch. It makes the game more exciting. Steve coming to the seated guard here, so changing up a little bit, looking for some head positioning.
Okay.
A little bit of slap jiu-jitsu, I like it.
This is the closest I think Kyle has come to passing here. It looks like he's fighting the close knee
He still has a really good right leg in. That right leg coming across is really stopping him.
Such a nimble right leg.
Kyle's looking, I think, to get that chest-to-chest pressure, but Steve's he's doing a really good job of framing.
Yes.
And so I don't think he has quite gotten to an opportune spot to pass.
He's never flat on his back. He's never overextended. Just dangerous from everywhere, even from the bottom side of north-south. Just very impressive.
Absolutely. We talk about, you know, getting two legs to the outside is like an almost pass. You're doing so well, but we've seen Kyle pass Steve's head and Steve easily inverting, like he is A-okay with Kyle getting there.
And it's given Kyle fits. It's not like he's not trying to pass that guard. He is trying to pass that guard. It is just a crafty, unique guard.
Absolutely. You wonder how confident Kyle feels on the bottom. Like, does he choose to just sit and play guard back? I mean, I might change it up. We're coming in on a little under 2 minutes here. We might have to switch the game plan for one of the players. I do feel like Steve has a good guard, but we haven't seen him offensive using the guard.
That's a good point. Steve hasn't been super offensive this whole match.
Yeah, I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive, just a little grittier, and like what he's doing right now. This is great.
This is great. Because Kyle is willing to engage. He's got some bulls locking horns in the middle of the cage here.
Absolutely.
Now we're starting to get a little grittier.
I'd imagine, you know, they're very slippery. The cage is slippery, so we're coming up on the final minute. Have we seen any real sub attempts? I don't think so. It's really just been Kyle trying to pass the whole time for these 3 rounds here. We can hear Steve's corner calling for push-pulls, trying to figure out where that weight is and follow it.
You can see it looks like Kyle's looking to just shuck by and maybe get some back exposure. Oh, a good
he'll have to sit right back down.
Yeah, Steve's very comfortable just
under
going
a
with the
minute.
flow.
Something tells me we're heading to overtime.
I think you're right about that, Kat.
This is one of our more slower paced matches here, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. But both very technical nonetheless, dissecting each other with this chest match.
High step out.
It's a good thought at a high leg, absolutely.
But such a frustrating guard to pass here.
Really needing to target that right leg. It's controlling the right hip is going to be everything in passing Steve's guard, I think.
It looks like Kyle is starting to engage with Steve's right leg more. Starting to pin it.
Oh, a nice attempt again at a possible ankle come up like he did earlier, but no such luck. I think we're going to find ourselves heading to overtime.
Yeah, we're in overtime.
Very nice.
Heading to overtime.
I'm not going to lie, this is my least favorite match.
Yeah. jinxed it.
I'm so upset. I thought that was just gonna be so good. No, I almost like low-key agreed with you. I thought it was gonna be a lot different. Steve doesn't look like he usually looks.
They're going like really technical. They usually both. Really aggressive.
He's so aggressive. When I see him on Thursdays, he like is completely different than what he is like tonight. I'm like really confused. He hasn't even attempted like one submission. I get it's hard to pass, but like he hasn't even tried to go upside down.
That was beautiful. Beautiful technique.
Well, let's see if these guys can turn it up a little bit. 10 minutes left. The next submission wins. Haven't seen a whole lot of offensive action in this game.
So tell us what the OT is, Jake. Like what happens here?
Overtime, you get 10 minutes. First submission wins. That's simple. If nobody gets a submission, it's a draw. And if these guys fight the way they've been grappling so far this match, it's going to end in a draw. Someone's got to change it up, go for the offensive.
Well, you can tell they're coming out with a much greater intensity than they did in the first 3 rounds, just based on their slap bump.
Yeah.
And they're locking horns and standing a lot longer now than they did in the first 3 rounds.
Absolutely.
Well, they know what's
all right, there we go.
Oh, and Steve is back to seated. He'll go to supine guard. I know, me too.
It's just a puzzle. Can Kyle figure out how to pass? Can Steve figure out how to
use his guard offensively? Yeah, absolutely. I think a little bit more from both players, and we will have a fun exchange. Right now, exciting, but very technical, very methodical, thought out here.
We've been spoiled tonight. It's been a very electric card.
Yes, absolutely.
Our first very technical match.
And we know these guys. These guys they create fireworks. So I know they're there. We just got to pull them out.
This match is like a powder keg waiting to explode at any moment.
I don't know where you got that, but I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. It's great. Steve with a tight arm overhook, but he takes it out.
For something?
I like the inversion. Oh, there we are. All right, now we're playing jiu-jitsu. This is fun.
Sliding around.
All I hope is at the end of this match, even if it does go to draw, that they have left it all on the table.
Yep.
And I think we saw, what happened when Steve got a little bit of space. He was able to go underneath.
Kyle looking to take that space away so that Steve can't invert underneath.
Yeah, doing a good job controlling his leg a little bit. Kyle with a lot of right arm up and hand pressure onto the face of Steve. Steve opting to come back to a seated guard here, and he'll scoot himself purposely back to the middle. Very good IQ of where he is at in the cage.
You start to see Kyle opening up a little bit more. I don't know if it's out of frustration or just out of a desire to push the pace a little bit, but Kyle is diving at Steve a little bit more now than he was.
Wrestle up, calling for the corner to wrestle up. I like it.
Steve entered this wrestle up and then decided to break it off halfway through.
Steve has had some good looks at a right arm underhook where he gets it, but then he ultimately, Kyle gets back into the underhook position or comes out.
That was the first time I saw Kyle pull Steve's right foot to his left hip there, indicating that potentially Kyle is looking to maybe pass for the first time in this match.
Steve still has such good control over his right leg, though, that I'm not fully confident we're going to see the pass quite yet.
Having someone's Kyle size lean on you for 15 minutes
big boy
could be starting to pay dividends for Kyle. We'll have to see.
For sure. But the thing is, he's not putting a lot of weight to counter your point on Steve. Like, Steve is keeping the chest-to-chest away. So is he really feeling it? Because he's doing a good job with his legs of keeping separated chest-to-chest. So maybe in this position, now we're feeling something, but he still has his leg in.
He's definitely making some different shapes here in this round. Really starting to get a little bit closer to passing.
Definitely getting more aggressive.
The whole match thus far.
Steve looks content though. I don't feel like he looks like he's in struggle. Possible. He's on the heel. He's going to be able to belly down here. This could get tight for a heel hook. Look. Oh, and the slip. Very close look at a submission by Steve.
Sweaty boys.
Very nice. Oh, but Sweat is on his side.
Waiting to explode.
Oh, man.
Moment. Beautiful attack there.
I'd love to see some more of that. That was great. He was on the knee line. It was perfect setup, but Kyle able to slip out.
Let's see if Kyle can respond.
We're coming up on a little over halfway through our overtime, and again, it'll go to a draw if neither competitor submits the other.
Hearing someone slapping there.
I feel like they're very wet combined with the...
That's probably what
it is a lot. This is a wet fest for sure. Again, I don't know why I said that.
Slipping and sliding.
Slipping and sliding. We are definitely going to need the mop. I think Steve looking to come up a little more. He's getting a little more aggressive, looking for underhooks more.
Yeah, you can start to feel a little bit of urgency in Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't want this match to go to a draw either, so... Got a right arm overhook from Steve. Kyle pressuring in. He's out. He is very well aware that Steve is looking for a leg.
Steve's starting to get closer on those entries now, right? Even with how slick they are, his entanglements are looking stickier as this round goes on.
I think the hardest thing to do is to go underneath somebody when they have both knees on the mat. There's such minimal space to be able to go under, even with good setups. And I think once he does get in, Kyle sees it and separates, he bails out. Both players sticking very true to their game though.
Yep.
He wants that ankle pick again with his right arm. You can see him kind of like looking for it if he can get it on the fly.
They're just so slippery. I don't know if he can get it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Like he might want to start wrestling up. There was his opportunity if he did.
Wrestle up's becoming a lot more popular in jiu-jitsu, especially at this level. It's so hard to sweep somebody. But with the combination of tactics and technique for wrestle ups, you could have it.
There we go. I thought we were
potential look at the dogfight from Steve, but lost the underhook
there, which would have given us a new position for the match. Oh, now
maybe an arm crush if we could get the head out there. Oh, and maybe into the legs. And he chases it to the top. Steve does. In on the neck. Steve looking to control the neck and snap. Oh, the slipperiness.
Almost took advantage.
Oh, Steve back to seated.
Beautiful attempt.
Very nice attempts by Steve. Definitely showing some holes in Kyle's game. Seeing where he can attack.
Good job for Kyle scrambling when he needed to, though.
Absolutely. Rebounding right away, recognizing that he was in danger and turning.
I thought when Kyle bounced off the cage into a bottom position, that was going to be bad for him.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yep, good sportsmanship.
Very nice. Coming in on the last 3 minutes, a little over.
25 minutes in, that tape just doesn't load up.
Nope.
Some interesting setups here for Steve.
Kyle looking to come stand up. He's going to look to pass high again. Both guys making hand connections. Kyle really head fighting, always looking for that head control. Steve doing head control of his own, trying to get lower. He could look to go underneath if he could make a little bit of space.
So you see what he's doing, Kat? That's what he's doing with
his foot. He's grabbing the foot but through the arm.
He's making it like an arm crush with that foot.
It's definitely interesting and something I will likely be trying in the near future on a white belt.
I don't have the knees for it, but you...
This looks like something I'd like.
How that goes.
Oh, potential look at double unders, but again, so slippery. It must be really hard to hold on to each other. Kyle looking to come high pass, and he's back down to his knees again.
I'd be interested to see if Kyle could turn Steve to the cage if he could get something going off of that. I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the beginning of the match, he was pretty committed to that strategy, and then he went away from it. I would like to see Kyle drag this to the cage. Given
Steve pushing away, looked to wrestle up, but Kyle very aware of that and pushes him back down. Both guys definitely battling to the finish. I'm confident they're both trying. Kyle and on an arm. Yeah, went to that arm, head, arm, and then everything's just super slippery.
I don't even know what submission would make sense given how wet these guys are at this point.
Kyle's hair is evidence. Like, is he doing arena grappling or did he just take a shower? Right. You know, like, holy cow. That is some hair there. I'm pretty sure if they took their rash guards off after this, they would wring out a good old bucket of water.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Steve to enter any leg lock given the condition of both competitors right now.
Yeah, for sure. Submissions definitely get harder when both competitors are slippery.
And with a minute left, what do you do here?
Right. You know, we've seen both games here. We've seen the dynamics of them, and both guys just very confident in not giving an inch to the other competitor.
Steve's starting to sip up a little bit. I wonder if
He looks like he's trying to make space to wrestle up, but Kyle is staying so forward heavy
Kyle's doing
that he's not able to come up.
placing his feet on the cage and then just pushing back in.
Absolutely.
Steve is starting to pick the pace up here, but Kyle matching the energy out.
For sure. Kyle seems to have really good understanding of when he needs to back up and when he needs to move forward. And he does a great job of moving forward when Steve tries to wrestle up.
Yep, and there goes Steve trying to wrestle up again.
I'm loving Steve's corner, just, you know, saying Steve,
Really
his
pushing
name.
on here
It's
these last-
very funny. I like the energy from them, keeping it bright. I think we're heading to a draw, guys. We are going to be coming down to the last 10 seconds.
Dive on something.
It does take only a few moments to submit, and they are giving it their all, for sure.
A wet willy.
A wet willy, if you will.
And it looks like we are going to a draw.
To a draw it is.
All right, after a very long, grueling match, we have a draw between Kyle Hughes and Steve Joachim. Out of the red corner, let's welcome in Alejandro Mayorga.
All right, entering the arena is Alejandro Mayorga out of Alliance Jiu-Jitsu. He is a black belt, and Instagram has him as a 66% chance to win this match.
Alejandro's opponent out of the blue corner, let's welcome in Michael Villeneuve.
And entering out of the blue corner is Mike Villeneuve out of Valley Jiu-Jitsu.
That's the last gentleman, main event on deck.
Instagram has him at a 34% chance to win this match.
Is Mike lighting up neon green? I love that.
I think Mike is lighting up neon green.
Pretty cool, I'd say. He's got a good rash guard for
Is
this.
the rash guard of the evening.
Well, that is beautiful. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, I'm very excited for this match. I think this is going to be a good matchup.
Alejandro, no stranger to the arena format, had a very fun match against Luke Shields.
Yes, yes. So I have rolled with both of these guys before, and they are both wild. They have a fun pace. I think we are seeing it right
They
now.
are getting right to it.
And I am very
Looks like
excited.
Mike might be looking to rip a straight ankle lock early on.
And I talked to Alejandro this week. He wants to make this a career. He has big aspirations.
Wow, good for him. Oh, that's going to get tight. Oh, wow, but he is out, Alejandro.
Bit down on his mouth guard and faced it for a little bit.
That is the defense, to bite down on your mouth guard. It is. It
Look
is.
at Michael smiling. They're already having fun. 1 minute in.
With a rash guard like that, how could you not?
Seriously, I love it. I love it. I love their styles. I think they're going to be a really fun matchup together. Strong collar tie from Alejandro. We even heard that over here.
Alejandro very active on the bottom, scooting towards Mike, who is more than willing to engage. This is a great pace that surely will not be sustained for 15 minutes.
Surely not. Well, we will find out. Maybe they're doing a lot of cardio. You never know. You like the hand-to-hand connection.
Little mercy grips.
Mike Villeneuve does look a little smaller than Alejandro in this 170 bout, or maybe that's just me. I'm not sure. Oh, the wrestle up from Alejandro. Nice ankle pick, and he'll find himself to the top.
And Mike doing a great job of getting off the cage to not find himself.
Very nice pass from Alejandro.
Bottom of side control, which is not ideal, but it's far better than being bottom side control against the cage. So at least has some time to work. Except Alejandro is now past him out and does have his legs locked underneath Mike.
He does have a very strong position on top, Alejandro. I think he's being very smart, crossing his legs as well in the mount position here. That'll stop at least some kipper action if Mike Villeneuve goes to try to do that.
However, Alejandro is not particularly heavy in mount here, so there's not going to be a great onus of Mike to escape the position.
Yeah. Oh, and he's walking. He's switching directions and bringing Mike Villeneuve really to the cage.
Showing his arena savvy there.
Very smart really for Alejandro.
Play there.
Alejandro just recently having won the Finishers team event with the team wild card with, I think, the Shiomos brothers. I believe Dylan Massington was on that card. Some smother action from Alejandro. He knows how to make the commentator table happy. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
I'm upset I missed that Alejandro and Luke match. That would have been awesome.
This is a great matchup for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they train together as well. I think Andrew Kochel in Mike Villeneuve's corner, and was he also on Team Wildcard as well? So they recently have been probably training together.
Yeah.
Which is kind of exciting.
It's a small community.
It is. Especially when you're competing at a high level, you're going to run into each other on different fronts. Mike Villeneuve doing a great job of staying tight.
The hit is just so uncomfortable having your head shredded in the cage like that.
And I think Alejandro is just cooking him.
Suffocating. And
perhaps
really,
a mother's milk. We're seeing that more. You can hear that.
Yeah, what does he have in him?
Just a suffocation.
He's just suffocating him, I would say. You can see that him going for the smothers and the shoulder pressure.
Forcing Mike to labor for breath, pinning to the cage.
It's pretty mean.
It is pretty mean, I would agree, but also that's what we're here for.
Oh, we're playing, he's playing to the format.
We like violence. Alejandro woke up today and chose violence.
The point of this arena format is you will break if you are not expertly conditioned.
Yep.
Mike doing a great job again, though, of staying tight, keeping himself composed despite being in a poor position. His elbows inside of Alejandro's knees.
It is taxing.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the underside of mount here when the cage is in play.
And he's been here for, what, the majority of the match now?
Yep. So it's only been a couple minutes, but again, a very grueling couple minutes for Mike.
Yeah, for sure. I'm wondering if it will impact the next round. You know, will he be more tired from all the smothers and the pressure on the bottom?
It'll certainly affect his ability to scramble and fight out of positions.
For sure.
I think what Alejandro's doing right now is really going to start to pay dividends as this match goes on.
Yeah, it really could be a good idea for technique, just to keep him in this spot. And it looks like that's honestly what he's opting to do.
Alejandro's starting to feel like he has control. He's really starting to get his posture high here, which is a sign that he's not too worried about Mike bucking anymore.
Get him to react.
Looks like he may be going for some arm isolation from here. It's hard to tell from our angle, but it's obvious that Alejandro feels calm in his ability to stay on top.
You can tell that Michael has explosive hips, and I think that's what Alejandro is really looking to control. He is doing a great job of keeping his arms in sight on bottom there.
I think Alejandro is actually going for a mother's milk, just based on how hard he's pressing his sternum in.
All right, no taps for round one. We're heading to round two.
Very good strategy from Alejandro there. Just grind Mike out a little bit and see if he can parlay that into a bigger advantage here in round two.
Round two coming up.
Heading into round two, no submissions in round one. We saw Alejandro being very positionally dominant, so I think he opted to pull guard in round one and then ended up on the top. So we'll see kind of where we're at.
Laser focus dialed in, and they're right to it to start round two.
Circling the cage for both guys.
Mike's just a little slow on his feet right now.
Very nice from Michael Villeneuve. This is a good attempt.
Slows down.
Possible arm drags here.
Looks like Mike likes that arm drag.
The arm drags to the inside trips are really good setups. I'm impressed with his ability to come back and just eat it.
And that was maybe a product of, like we were saying earlier, Alejandro not being as suffocating in mount as he maybe otherwise could have been.
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually a position we've seen a lot of tonight, a butterfly half guard. Alejandro looking to invert, but Mike Villeneuve doing a good job of controlling. Oh, and possibly thinking about a leg entry.
It looks like Mike wants to hunt the straight ankle lock as his preferred submission.
He's setting it up. Well, he does train with Andrew Kochel, and Andrew Kochel is so good at straight foot locks.
And honestly, something that might be a hack here later on is if he does it to the leg that has the ankle band on it, he might just get a little bit more grip on it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because they're going to get slipperier. So have already seen that controlling the knee line is very difficult, especially when slippery.
I am shocked how much of the round Mike is spending on top, given how much of the last round Alejandro spent on top.
Yeah, same. But Alejandro did pull guard in the beginning of the first round and felt comfortable there. Looks like Mike's going to concede bottom now.
This is a very interesting match.
We're in on a body lock pass with Alejandro. The goal here is to keep Michael's heels as tight as he can to the butt in order to control the body lock. And then drop two legs on one, which is what we just saw.
Yep, and he's looking to pass with it, or Mike's just
going to bail out of the body lock.
Potentially.
He definitely was considering it. I think he's looking to make that space. Oh, but unfortunately gets into full mount, does Alejandro, when Mike tries to wrestle up. Very nice chain of events.
And Alejandro has about 2 minutes to work from this top position here. He's looking to be a little bit more suffocating, and Mike tries to explode out and fails his first attempt to get out of full mount.
Thinking maybe climbing up a little higher for Alejandro will be helpful, as previously Michael was doing a great job on bottom of keeping his elbows tucked, and we need to get those elbows far away from the legs in order to get some submissions.
To sit a little bit lower.
He is definitely sinking in some left arm shoulder pressure here.
Yeah, we can feel that shoulder pressure from the commentary booth here.
Oof, yeah, that's got to be painful. We can hear the breathing over here too.
Alejandro's walking a little bit higher. Mike just locking his hands around Alejandro's waist here, trying to stop the forward momentum of the climb.
This might be a really bad spot for Michael Villeneuve, but lest we forget, he is wearing a neon rash guard, and that's cool. So at least he has that for right now.
Alejandro is forcing Mike to explode out of positions, I think, earlier than he wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like he's kind of saying where they're stalling, I feel, because Alejandro is not looking for a submission. He's just kind of keeping heavy shoulder pressure.
Yeah. Tacked didn't know if he was tapping or not.
I think it was his way of saying, hey, not much is happening here, and I'm just kind of stuck on the bottom. And into the single leg X's, Michael Villeneuve. Very nice.
And he uses that to come up on top.
He looked good on top previously. I'd like to see him on top a little bit more.
Let's see if he can solidify a top position and finish the round here.
Absolutely. We're coming up on the last 20 seconds. And again, no submission in round 1, and it looks like we may be in that same boat for round 2.
The pace has slowed here.
Again, very technical jiu-jitsu though, from these high-level black and brown belts. And time, heading to round 3. All right, here we go, heading into round 3. No submissions on either end. Both guys looking equally tired, but equally ready to go, I'd say.
We've had a lot of transitions and good attacks by both competitors, so I think they're both gunning for the submission here.
I think positionally Alejandro has been obviously more dominant, but Michael Villeneuve's thrown up some wild submissions of his own.
Whenever he gets a little bit of advantage, he's really committed that straight ankle lock. And,
yeah, absolutely.
It only takes one in the arena.
Both guys looking comfortable on the feet right now to wrestle. Ooh.
Knee to the face.
Oh my goodness, yes. So any submission in this round takes it.
Yep.
No submissions in previous rounds.
Mike's posture is broken down. If Alejandro can pick that base leg, he'll go right down.
Oh, nice throw by Alejandro on the top.
This is a bad spot for Mike here.
Hopefully he'll take his legs and walk the cage, because he is fairly close to it.
He's fairly close, but he's also, I'm not sure he's close enough to actually
get up there.
And enough leverage to spring out.
We have seen a ton of left arm shoulder pressure from Alejandro here, right into the mount again.
Getting tighter.
At this point, I would like to see him start giving up a little bit of space to go for subs.
It looks like he actually is looking for arm isolation.
He's going to need to walk up one of those arms to isolate, or look to get Michael on one of his sides to take the back.
He was starting to walk an arm up, and then he abandoned.
The thing about mount and nogi too is there are not a lot of submission options, so I wouldn't be disappointed if he hopped off to go to side control. Michael Villeneuve kind of showing that he is getting annoyed at the situation.
Yep. I definitely would not.
But would not recommend.
That motion in jiu-jitsu. It's a little risky.
Yeah, it is definitely risky. It is definitely risky. But you know, I understand where he's coming from. It must be very frustrating on the bottom when you're just being held.
100%.
And he does a great job of escaping and coming up to his feet.
Coming up there. Mike's starting to breathe a little heavier. Alejandro still looks fairly composed, and he is dominating the center of the octagon. So
for sure, doing a great job of controlling the cage and the positions. Oh, he's in on an arm and guillotine for Alejandro.
He had to climb his guard up, but
He's gonna need to put that left arm into the pocket for Mike.
Off to the cage. He might have a chance of.
I think Mike's left arm's maybe involved. I think his wrist.
It is an arm in guillotine. And I think
I thought his right arm was in.
Smothering on. He is out. Very nice escape from Michael Villeneuve.
That looked deep.
Yeah, I'm sure
that was nice.
I'm sure Mike lost breath at times there, but very gritty ability to hold on and get out there.
Alejandro keeping posture control from the closed guard here.
And
Michael walking to the cage. Very smart. I love the identification of that.
Here, he's going to open that guard up.
I think this is a good time for Mike to look at offensive positions here.
Continue to have to open his guard as
Yep, absolutely.
Pressuring to the cage there.
I like seeing Mike on the offense. It's really a switch from what we've been seeing this entire match.
Good moments of attack from both competitors in this match.
We have seen some overtime tonight. I think we could see it again. I mean, we are coming up in under 2 minutes.
I think this will be our 4th overtime.
Alejandro content with keeping the guard closed.
He's running it a little bit high, but again, from that close to the cage, if Mike turns his head to the cage, it's really going to put some pressure on his ability to keep his guard closed.
He is doing a good job of controlling Mike's posture. If I'm Mike Villeneuve, I would definitely want to be posturing up a little bit more if I can.
Easier said than done.
Absolutely.
Behind your head like that.
It's got to be very tiring.
Both competitors are tired and slick at this point, so.
Some very slippery matches this evening, that is for sure.
It's going to take some work to advance beyond this position for either competitor.
Absolutely, and both guys, they are high-level competitors. They have been both out there recently, seeing each other, I'm sure, as well. So
I'd like to see Mike try to stand up here and really press to the cage. But again, something easier said than done, especially 15 minutes into the match.
Mike does keep getting his posture up, but then kind of like walks forward. Oh, maybe a look at a knee bar or a straight footlock.
It's hard to see what's happening.
Short on time. We're coming up on the last 20 seconds.
Gunning for legs.
Alejandro also looking for a leg of his own.
It looks
right up against the cage.
They look to be in 50-50. It's hard to tell exactly who's got what from this angle.
Alejandro threading his right leg across.
Both gunning for legs, and
but we're going to come up too short on time.
Overtime, here we go. Overtime is coming up. I have a feeling these guys aren't going to go the full 10.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I don't think this is going to go the full 10. There has been enough scrambling and enough offensive sequences out of both competitors that I think one of them's going to find something here in the overtime.
We might have a lot of surprise people, though, too. I mean, that Instagram poll has Alejandro at 66%.
Wow.
And though he has been positionally dominant, I would not be surprised to see a submission from Michael Villeneuve at all.
Mike knows what he's looking for with those straight ankle locks.
Yep. And especially his defense is clearly very good. He's comfortable defensively, so if he's able to escape, he'll have a look at offense.
And if Alejandro's guillotine didn't finish with how tight it was, I don't suspect his guillotine's going to get tighter as the match goes on.
Right. We've seen him in top mount as well. Again, I think he needs to be a little more dynamic on his submissions. Oh my goodness, that almost looked painful for Michael Villeneuve.
It almost looked like
a knee to like the back of the head there.
Or like feeling like on his eye or something. I saw he grabbed it like.
We're getting a little bit more aggressive, a little more sloppy, but he's in a triangle now. So Alejandro does have posture control, does have the triangle.
Posture control.
Trying to get it.
He has a wrong side triangle.
He does. But he could attack the outside arm if able. I think he's more concerned about making sure that posture stays tight.
Completely agree. Alejandro is trying to slow the game down from a relatively dominant position, potentially the most dominant static position we've seen.
So far, this is the first real good submission we've seen from Alejandro, besides for just being tight with pressure. Absolutely. Mike recognizes the side he needs to go towards, though, and again, very good at hiding his arm, seeing the defense that he needs to make.
That great adjustment. Made it a lot tighter.
He is still on the wrong side, though.
But it is uncomfortable having
it needs to be the other way. Yep.
It's uncomfortable having that heel dig into your shoulder blade.
You can absolutely finish this, but you can see so much space there on this near side shoulder. So he's not choking the carotid artery on the right side of Michael.
Try to TP finish, or you could try to punch his hand in there to make Mike make a mistake. But I think Mike is wise to it and realizes that if he just stays patient here, Alejandro is going to have to abandon the position or make unorthodox adjustment.
Yep. The thing about triangles too is I was saying this earlier. I think they're hard to finish because the angle is very specific on where everything needs to be. The arm needs to be across the body. The legs need to be tight. The neck needs to be hidden. But it does open up a lot of other opportunities.
Right, like he could potentially grab a Kimura at any time if Mike unlocks his hands, which is really disincentivizing Mike from doing so, which is keeping Mike stuck in this position.
But he's very, very smart in the defense. I would not be going quick to escape this. You have to be cautious because you're in a bad spot.
Both competitors need to be patient for sort of opposite reasons here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 7.5 minutes left to overtime. That's all you really have is patience. Especially when you have a dominant position like this.
Alejandro might be looking to take Mount.
Could come up with it
if he can get the right momentum.
Michael's doing a good job of keeping his base. If Alejandro can find a side that he takes him to, he would land in a very advantageous spot.
Alejandro is trying to pull on his knee to drive Mike's shoulder up to make this a bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure he has enough pressure to get a choke out of it, but maybe enough pressure to make Mike square back up to alleviate the choke pressure.
For sure. I mean, he could, if he does bring that leg up so high, maybe it frees the wrist a little bit, but he's also running into his own stomach, so.
And it's got to be taxing on his triangle lock to be having it kept locked for this long.
Yeah, absolutely. We still have a good 6 minutes, over 6 minutes left here, so plenty of time to work on both sides.
Alejandro might be trying to take Mount again, or climb the back.
He is losing the angle, unless he can get the arm.
The lock is still tight. Oh, and he now has the arm a little bit closer to where he wants.
You can switch now on the inside of his elbow with your grip.
Alejandro slowly making progress in this position.
It isn't definitely an interesting spot to be in. I feel like maybe there's a shoulder lock there. I can't see from this angle.
It's hard to say. It doesn't look like Alejandro is gunning for a shoulder lock, and it doesn't look like Mike is worried about a shoulder lock at this time, but you're right, it could be an option. It looks like he's trying to swim underneath this arm for some arm isolation.
We can see a lot of heavy breathing coming from this angle as well, so Alejandro looks tired. Yeah. He just put his head to the mat.
Keeping that triangle locked so long is so
makes your legs tired, yeah. At some point, I think you're like, I want to open this up because I'm getting tired. And he's out. Very nice escape.
Yep.
Patience from Michael Villeneuve is what we just saw there.
Beautiful.
That was awesome. Very nice.
And we see Mike looking to pretend to pass, in my opinion. I really think he's looking for that ankle.
Again, lots of inside control from Alejandro with that left leg. But Michael pressuring forward.
Pressing forward. And
oh, he looked to go around and then spin on a leg, but Alejandro with good guard retention.
Good attempt at a pass there by Mike.
Halfway through our co-main event overtime.
Oh my goodness. I feel like this arena has really gone a lot more into overtimes than previous arenas
and
have.
You have to wonder if that's the competitors evolving as the format itself evolves.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd like to know how they're training and adapting to this rule set, which is it's so unique. Submission only, but in a cage on top of it.
Because when there's an unlimited overtime, it's truly a penalty to get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if there's only a 10-minute overtime, there could be some stylistic or tactical advantages to dragging it into the fourth round.
I think if we had gone into unlimited overtimes tonight, we would have been here till tomorrow based on how all of these matches have gone. Yeah. And I have to work in the morning.
Yeah, me too.
But they've all been very technical, which is what is very exciting to see high-level jiu-jitsu on display.
It looks like Mike was getting ready.
Ooh, quite the push from Alejandro. Both competitors to the feet. with 4 minutes left. Alejandro's corner calling to utilize that cage, and he's great at listening with that.
Trudging forward, pinning my cage.
Ooh.
More of a slip than a
That looks like a slip, and he finds himself in a triangle.
That's deep.
This could be interesting. Michael Villeneuve controlling the posture. Oh my goodness, in overtime, Michael Villeneuve. Wow. Woo. What a comeback.
Wow. How much time was left in overtime when he hit that?
Oh my God, like 3 minutes or less? Oh my goodness.
An incredible submission. Out off of a scramble.
Holy cow, and almost like a slip. Whew.
It was almost like a slip, and he just slipped right into that triangle, and he committed to it.
My goodness.
Beautiful finish out of Mike Villeneuve.
Goes to show how composure works. Wow.
All right, your winner in overtime by triangle choke out of the blue corner, Michael Villeneuve.
That was great.
Let's get some training.
We didn't get the pre-fight interview, but we get the post-match interview. Congratulations. I mean, that was as close a match as I've seen all night until you got that last-minute triangle. How was this match, man? How you doing?
Well, dude, I felt like I was getting my butt whooped most of the time. So the moment there was an opportunity, I've been working with my team a lot. They pushed the pace real hard, and I knew it was possible that there'd be a late-stage opening, and I took it when I had the chance.
And, you know, did you jump on that when you had the opportunity and vice versa wait until you saw the opportunity because you knew the format allowed for you to go 25 minutes if needed?
No, if that would have opened up earlier, I would have taken it in the first round. But it didn't work out that way. I had to be a survivor for most of the match, and it worked out in my favor.
We getting you back in here soon, man?
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Michael Villeneuve. Arena Grappling versus Series 6. We are finally here at the main event. What an incredible night of matches it's been. And finally, out of the blue corner, Mr. Andrew Kochel.
Andrew Kochel, coming in very one of a kind. If you know him, you know him. I love it. Out of Valley Jiu-Jitsu, a black belt. Instagram has him at a 62% chance of winning in this 170-pound debut for Mr. Kochel. I love it. He takes the last name and runs with it, and I'm interested.
Talk about it.
And our second half of our main event, out of the red corner, CJ Berkheimer.
CJ Berkheimer, a purple belt out of Paramount Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is no stranger to the arena grappling format. He is currently 3-1, looking to go 4-1 today against a very seasoned black belt of Andrew Kochel. Or Kochel, I'm sorry, to be corrected.
You think with a chin like Berkheimer's, Kochel's going to be looking to attack that vulnerability early on?
Yes, I'm excited and I'm nervous. This is going to be a fun exchange. CJ has been looking very promising, very much so on the come up, but Andrew Kochel, a veteran, so this is going to be a fun match.
Berkheimer, one of the submission leaders in the arenaverse, with if I'm not mistaken, 5 submissions inside the arena.
Wow.
I honestly don't remember, but that's probably accurate if he's 3-1. And he's had a lot of submissions. And right to it, the guys will go into the collar tie. CJ on the feet, pushing Kochel away. Will find himself against the cage.
Kochel has a wild energy.
This one's not going to be much.
This one is not boring at all, for sure. I love it. I love it. You can see the cage moving from the angle.
Great job by Berkheimer not getting bullied by Kochel early on.
Oh, that's a great
I love it. I absolutely like it. Kochel just forward pressuring, throwing Berkheimer into the cage, but CJ staying very composed.
This is a collar tie.
Almost a foot sweep by Kochel.
These collar ties and foot sweeps look a lot more like punches and kicks, I must say.
And CJ's been training here a lot, right? Using the cage when he can?
CJ does train here a lot. Paramount is the sister school of Droogs, so CJ is a great inspiration to a lot of the younger guys that we have here coming up at Droogs, and he's really coming up at Paramount as well, so this is a great match for him.
And then I know Andrew is just one of the most talented.
Andrew's a gamer, man. That's why I think this stylistically is going to be fun. And you know, I'm excited for both guys because Andrew is so dynamic, but CJ, he plays a lot of guard, and he's been looking really good on the feet recently. I think the cage is slippery though.
It's a little slippery.
Yeah. And CJ will take bottom.
Takes bottom. I don't know if that was a slip or if he was...
It's hard to tell. I feel like I've seen a lot of slippages tonight. Andrew right in on the guillotine. CJ respecting it with his left hand, pulling down on the neck to give himself some room to breathe. Taking some time.
Go from here. It looks like Kochel has the far side underhook, which is going to give him some opportunity to pass.
CJ doing a good job of peeling the neck though, peeling that wrist back from his neck so he has some room.
Staying tight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kochel staying patient. So when you see what the next move is.
Very nice guard from CJ.
Berkheimer recovers his guard,
but he does have to watch that arm.
Yeah.
And they'll separate. Beautiful. If I'm CJ, I'm definitely watching those straight footlocks that Andrew is very well known for.
Berkheimer doing a good job early of controlling Kochel's wild pace.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Staying very sticky too. Very nice control.
Kochel just diving and hunting for leg locks of his own.
And you know, you want a possible bolo attempt. And he is almost there. And he will take the top and hold. But a buggy choke is on the horizon. Into a switch. What is happening here? I love it.
Buggy to buggy, but an armbar. Oh my goodness.
But a stack, very nice control. Oh my goodness. Woo! It's extra hot in here. I'm loving it. That was a chain of events.
Competitors need a little breather.
We saw buggy to armbar, and now CJ is back on the bottom in a half guard, and Andrew's on the top. Did that happen in like a 30-second phase, or?
That was quick.
My heart is pumping.
I don't even know what just happened there.
I can only imagine what those guys are feeling because my adrenaline is surging after.
My asthma's kicking in right now. I just don't know what's happening, but very good looks from both guys.
Kochel staying heavy and Berkheimer.
Possible Darce. I don't see where we're at. Okay.
Well, staying dynamic and very sticky with his guard.
Super sticky guard. CJ is known for the guard. He's a great bottom player, but again, I feel like he's been more dynamic on the top. Andrew, great with footlocks,
you can see
and in every position.
To dive on a straight ankle at any time.
Yeah, for sure. You need to always be aware of your legs when you're going against him.
Both competitors are very aware of each other's games. They both are bigger names in the local jiu-jitsu community, so they have plenty of competition footage on each other.
Andrew coming in on a possible heel hook.
That straight ankle.
Right into honey hole. AJ rolling with it. They're going to be against the cage in this position here.
Hard to break on the cage.
Just a little over a minute though, so CJ staying composed against the cage.
It's going to be hard for Kochel to get the bite that he needs that close to the cage.
He is in though.
Trying to hide his heel.
Looks like he has the saddle in a good position. Berkheimer being smart about not turning out.
That's all you guys.
Andrew looking to adjust. See if he can come back on that.
This is a tense moment here.
On that heel.
This is a game of vintage right now. Berkheimer booting through, but Kochel's so good in transition, and Berkheimer out.
Yeah, that was a great escape. Personally, I think that was, you know, very back and forth between both guys.
As we come up on the final seconds of round one.
Oh my gosh!
Getting a crazy.
And he has a look at the back with 20 seconds right to a knee on belly. What was that?
Okay, Andrew.
Like, I don't even know how to explain what just happened there.
Front flip.
If I'm CJ, I'm keeping my arms tight. Woo!
Fantastic round one.
That was a great first round. No subs either side.
Okay, gentlemen.
I don't even know what to expect in round two. That was wild.
Round two coming up.
There were some wild exchanges in that first round.
I know I'm feeling that for them, so I'm curious to see what we're going to do in round two.
I know there's only 30 seconds between rounds, but it feels like it's too much time. Let's get back.
Go.
Let's see the action. Let's see the action. I'm so excited.
Kochel dialed in.
The main event never disappoints.
All right, guys, round two.
I've never seen Kochel compete in person. Completely different energy and person. It is awesome.
Comes out
I completely agree. Right back to the collar ties.
Collar ties, yes.
Both guys were willing to wrestle in round one. Oh, a potential jumping triangle.
Kochel just exploded through positions here. Berkheimer doing a good job of weathering the storm so far. You got to figure with Kochel exploding the way he is.
Another attempt at a jumping triangle.
How many jumping attempts can he have?
But CJ slips and finds himself on top.
CJ said, I'm going to take advantage of that, boy.
Holy cow, yes.
Berkheimer looking just to control the pace here. Early on in the second round.
You know, I think that's a smart decision because Andrew does. You know, he throws the kitchen sink and a lot of times he hits it.
It looks like Kochel does an amazing job of finding submissions in transition.
He's going to be pretty tight on that leg.
Berkheimer's going to have to stay tight to him here. And cross face out.
Very nice cross face to come out.
Kochel just as active on bottom as he is on top.
Kochel's going to have a good look at that arm crush.
It looks like that's what he's going for.
If I'm CJ, I definitely am going to be very aware of my posturing here.
Berkheimer doing a good job of trying to pin the close leg with his knee there and fighting with good head position.
Ooh.
He could have a potential triangle as well, and CJ slips.
CJ's nice with it. Got that good defense.
Good self-awareness for sure.
Berkheimer's sitting back.
I'm wondering if he's thinking about bowling himself. Andrew in on his favorite submission, I think.
That straight ankle lock might have slipped, and Berkheimer now has his hands locked around Kochel's waist, which is going to make it very hard for Kochel to finish that.
It's hard to tell if I'm assuming Andrew's right leg is inside, but it almost, if it's not, he could be in double outside ashi, which does give some back exposure potential for CJ. Very technical match. I feel like we've seen a lot of good attempts at submissions and escapes.
Throwing these bolos, Naza. He's going back the other way.
It's technical, but the pace is still very fast. This
absolutely.
Match of the night for me so far.
Agree. Came here for this.
Yep.
Berkheimer pretty in the face and in the jiu-jitsu. He is smooth to watch.
Oof. Nice almost pass from Kochel, but Berkheimer with good guard retention. Kochel in on that right arm on that ankle.
It looks like he's maybe trying to sit on that ankle lock. He is known for it.
Yeah, absolutely. But CJ doing a good job monitoring where he's at. Both guys very keen on what the time is. We are halfway through round 2 here. No submission so far in arena in our main event.
Some very high-level exchanges thus far in the match. Look like both competitors just taking a bit of a breather before getting back to some explosive scrambling.
Now, how long has CJ been a purple belt for?
To be honest, I actually don't think that long. I want to say maybe a year and a half or two.
When CJ and I were at Paramount, we got our purple belts at the same time. So that would have been in December, mid-December of 2021.
Okay, so a little under 2 years for CJ. But Andrew will take the top mount. This is the first very dominant position we're seeing of the evening.
A minute and 45 to work,
now,
too.
Is Kochel the kind of guy who's going to settle into mount, or is he going
He's got some arm exposure, I believe. If we can't super see, but it looks like CJ's left arm is all the way out here, or his right arm, excuse me. I think his right arm is all the way out.
Yep, the fight is definitely happening on that arm isolation over on the far side there.
I'm curious to see where Andrew is going to be taking that arm, but he does have very good wrist control of it. He has it completely on the mat here. CJ does a good job of getting that arm back in tight.
Kochel just suffocating a little bit. He's on short time. He may be looking to parlay this topside position to a stamina advantage going into the third round.
Yeah, I mean, and we're under a minute, so we are in good territory for the defensive person to try to escape. But as Andrew, I think I would maybe be trying to hit that submission, you know?
I didn't think we'd be going into round 3 without a submission for this
fight.
know,
neither did I. I'm actually quite surprised. But both guys look great. Yep. Very good defense. Use of the cage by CJ here right now.
I can't imagine Berkheimer's going to spend too much energy trying to explode into anything or out of anything on this short time.
Andrew very self-aware of how much time is left. Taking a look at the clock.
Really likes diving towards the end of the round.
He's proven very successful.
A little bit.
He's starting to angle for that guillotine.
Yep.
Taking it into the pocket. It's going to get tight here unless CJ's head can possibly slip out. It's out. Wow. Great defense from CJ.
But he's looking for a triangle off
10 seconds left. I think we're going to go to round 3 here.
He's based in the cage. He's going to survive this round on short time.
Very nice.
Wow.
By both guys.
Round 3 coming up next.
Very explosive final moments in both rounds 1 and rounds 2 for Kochel. You got to think his corner is going to be telling him to get going just a little bit sooner here.
Well, we
Submission wins. And you know, if I'm CJ, I'm excited. Purple belt and black belt. That is, you know, that's really something to say in a 10-minute matchup.
Big opportunity for CJ, and he's looking great so far.
Yeah, you know, either way, I think that's a great win to have.
There's a reason why this was the main event.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely the most exciting one we've watched, even though everyone else has been very exciting.
You come in with a chicken mask on, you have my heart.
You have my heart. I love it. Also, his outfit is very nice.
Third and final round.
Swag.
Swag is important.
And Berkheimer just
pulling.
Gets right to the bottom here. Maybe wrestle up off.
Andrew right in on the neck. He'll have a look at a potential darce. CJ threading his butterfly hook in.
I think Andrew's going to be a little bit more aggressive this round.
Kochel's headlocks or something.
He's just got so much skill. Such a veteran in the sport.
And it's not even the skill, it's the overwhelming pace that he puts on to go along with it, and the fact that he's so good in transition.
We got to get his cardio plan.
Yeah, for real. Like, what is that? Just constant pressure from every position. It's like you're never safe, top or bottom.
Well, and he's not even breathing heavy, and his hair's not even that wet. I mean, it's just it's fascinating.
The hair wetness test is definitely something to be considered.
Right?
Berkheimer is inviting Kochel in, and Kochel being respectful of the danger that CJ is presenting here.
So I
good guard retention.
Good guard.
Sorry, I talked to these guys leading up to the match, and
straight ankle lock attempt.
Andrew said, Andrew said, you're not getting the triangle choke on me. And CJ said, ha ha ha, we'll see. So this is where CJ wants to be. He wants to be in guard.
I love it. That is some fun back and forth banter.
Just because of the nature of CJ's game, he does get a lot of looks at the back too when his bowlers are successful. So another weapon that Berkheimer may be looking to utilize.
So we haven't seen CJ mainly positionally dominant, but we have seen his escapes to be quite good. Kochel with the armbar. CJ is out, and Kochel in on the legs.
Transitions already.
He has a pretty tight bite, I think, or not a bite. I'm sorry. He has a really tight honey hole where that knee is, and that straight ankle is going to get slightly tight here. He is belly down, and CJ will roll into the cage and slip. Wow.
And Kochel, let's go.
That looks tight.
CJ was in danger there for a second, for sure.
I agree. I think that looked very tight. But what good defense.
Excellent defensive prowess out of Berkheimer.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed by the escapes and the defense. I'm impressed by Andrew's ability to be so tactical in combination with technique.
And back on that front headlock. Up and uses it to mount.
What a transition.
Serious. Was there? He's there, you blink, and then he's somewhere else. It's crazy.
A blur to watch.
I'm thinking Andrew's going to need a little bit more of an angle to finish the guillotine.
He's almost in like a crucifix-y type position with this guillotine, though, right? He's got that forearm stapled, and he's got an underhook.
He is in the mount, though. So I don't know. I just feel like he doesn't look like he has quite the angle yet.
It's just hard for Berkheimer to get control of his arms.
He's connected.
He's working on it.
His arms are connected. It could be tight here, guys.
That's trouble.
CJ looking to move around, see if he could free his neck.
Kochel's really
utilizing his left wrist, and he's out again. Oh my goodness, CJ Berkheimer, the defense tonight.
Berkheimer surviving.
He's right back into the reverse De La Riva. Beautiful looks at it, but Andrew countering with a straight foot lock.
I tell you, if it's not the straight ankle lock, it's the front headlock here.
You know, this is a great display of jiu-jitsu, and honestly, the mentality behind these guys to be able to keep going through this.
Is there a chance Berkheimer could climb to the back here?
We got a little over a minute and a half. Andrew in on a straight foot lock.
And Berkheimer locking his feet.
Being smart, very good defense.
And Berkheimer rolling to top position.
Oh gosh.
Kochel getting a bit more of a
definitely
bite
cranking.
on the straight ankle.
CJ's going to need to push his leg further through to get out of that one.
Minute left.
Possibly a toe hold, which is going to prompt a spin and maybe a back take. CJ needs to find, a triangle.
He's going to have to walk up to the cage to defend it.
Less than a minute. Can he get this finish?
And going to have to walk
can CJ do another defense? He's been defending very well.
Oh,
wow. What a main event of the evening. Absolutely beautiful display of jiu-jitsu from both guys. Very nice.
Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your main event winner, Andrew Kochel. Andrew, you got the triangle choke with 40 seconds left of round 3. Why did you make it so close, man? Come on.
Well, I wanted to finish him early with a leg lock, but he had like good inverts to the back of my leg entanglement, so I was getting a little bit nervous about attacking him ankle locks. I don't give it my back, but probably one of my top 4 submissions since I've been a kid is a triangle, so I know if I got to the triangle, I'd still finish him.
So I don't know if you remember, but during our interview, I asked you, hey, you got anything to say to CJ? Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I said he could never triangle me.
And what did you do?
Triangle him.
That was pretty awesome, man. That's all I got to say. So my last thing from you, man, when can we expect to see you back here in Arena Grappling?
I'll be back on the next card if you guys want me.
We want you to. Congratulations, Andrew Kochel.
Thank you.